In this video, we will talk about the technicals of Bitmine. We will dive into the chart. We will talk about the next levels. We will talk about all of the things happening right now, all while I'm buying more Bitmine options. Okay, so here you can see I bought yesterday $6,000 worth of options again because I'm buying every single day. All about this and much more here in this video.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
If you don't know who I am, my name is Danny and I'm looking for stocks that can go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x, and I did this with Palantir, Nvidia, and Tesla, and Robinhood, and my subscribers bought even houses or apartments because they listened. Okay, so here are those people, but make sure to follow me on all my social media channels, my 2 YouTube channels as well as X, and also make sure to check out my own product, which is xnDayTrading.com, where we trade for you all automatically with our software, where we essentially make sure that you grow your account from $10,000 to $58,000 with just switching on our software. We do all the trading for you into your broker. It's absolutely amazing. We want to average between like 8 to 15% per month. And with that said, check it out if you have $10,000 or more before we raise our joining fee. Now, let's talk about the technicals of Bitmine. I think that there's a couple of things that happens in such a drawdown, okay? First of all, you need to understand, okay, what is the worst case that can happen? We will look into the chart in different levels that can be reached. And on the second part, you see, okay, what does the RSI doing? Is the stock now oversold, right? Can it bounce back? Where can it bounce back? And so on. So I think that this will be quite interesting that we will do. And let's dive in right now. Part of Bitmine, and I zoomed out because I wanted to show you something, guys. Okay. So first of all, you can see here that we had these drops over and over and over again. Okay. Now it seems that we have the longest drop so far. Look at this. So from highs of here, 2nd of July, till the bottom was like 1 month. Then we had this drop here, 12th of August till 5th of September, about like 2 or 3 weeks. Then we had another drop here, another from 18th of September till 25th of September, right? Just 7 days. And then now we have the longest drop from 7th of October till about 14th of November. If this is, by the way, the bottom, right? You can see here that we are forming here a nice bull flag, right? Where we broke out, we tried, but we are kind of testing it again. Okay, so we could test it here. I mean, here it would be like a phenomenal point to absolutely rally. Okay, so let's see if we get there the next couple of days. There would be still about like 20% to lose. Okay, but that would be like a phenomenal starting point for a huge rally. Okay, as you remember, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I said, guys, watch out for October because we could see exactly that. Okay, we could see a zigzag down to visit 30 and then break out. I wouldn't have thought that this is actually not happening in October, but it's actually happening in November. Okay, so obviously nobody can get the time right, but you know, we kind of predicted this one, that there's more room to go down. Now let's go into, let's say, some levels. Okay, if we are looking into the chart, you can see here that the levels here that are important is now 34, 35. Okay, and then we see here the 30 level. Okay, so this is the risk area. Now, when we want to break out, we need to break out throughout actually 45. Okay, once we break out 45, then we take out all of this people that are kind of stuck here that want to sell. Okay, so you can see here, you know, we kind of bounced here. We tried again, but that there was too much selling at this point, and you know, and we saw this here as well, that it's kind of building up here some pressure in this area. But I think like once we break out through here, then we should see like 65, you know, and then once we break out through 65s, then we should see 100 levels very, very soon. Okay, so this is something that you can see. From the RSI levels, as you can see, we are kind of, yeah, oversold but not yet extremely. Okay, so you can see here that there's still some time. I think that there's still some, here, for example, we were oversold, right? Here as well, quite dramatically. So we are getting into those areas again. But the good thing is, what you can see here, even though we have the selling here, right? In this period between like end of October and I would say beginning of November, even though we sell, the RSI doesn't make new lows. Okay, so we had the RSI here 1944, then we have it here at 22, now then we had it at 25. And even though we make those lows, we don't make those lows here with the RSI, right? The RSI is now at 30. So you can see that we are improving here, which usually shows that we are more closer to a bottom as well, right? So if we lose another 10-20%, nobody can tell. Okay, nobody can tell you the exact bottom of that, but that's what we see here in the chart. I hope that helps you, and let's dive back to the vlog. So as you can see, this is the technical part of Bitmine, okay? And I want to share with you one of the most important videos, and I know I showed it once or twice already on this channel, but I love to show it again. The company is not the stock, and the stock is not the company, okay? Bitmine is getting all of this institutional people in. They are getting new CEO and new board members. They are buying more Ethereum, and Tom Lee is out there and pounding his lungs out to say like, this is the best thing that you can do if you believe in Ethereum and the blockchain and the tokenization of everything, okay? On the other side, the stock market obviously had it run, had, it up and downs, corrections, kind of sell-offs. All of that happens all the time, okay? Now, when you think about those kind of moments, then you might think, well, the stock will never come back up again, okay? But this is always happening on the stock market, that there's corrections, and corrections are affecting the stock price, not the company itself, okay? Even if you think about it, it's now the very best time if you want to have like a 3 years of investment horizon, because you think that, okay, when you look back 3 years and Bitcoin will be at $500, then the only thing that you will say to yourself, oh, I wish I would have bought more at 36, $40, $30, whatever it will be, just in this next couple of days, you will look back and say like, this was one of the best moments. I just wish I had more money to buy. Okay, so it happens with all my investments so far. So I think that this is, the way before it goes 10x. So thank you very much for watching, and remember, the grass is greener always on the other side. And here's the clip of Jeff Bezos.
So what propelled you to sell things more than books?
We after books, we started selling music, and then we started selling videos. And then I got smart, and I emailed 1,000 randomly selected customers and asked them, besides the things we sell today, what would you like to see us sell? And that answer came back incredibly long-tailed. The way they answered the question was with whatever they were looking for at that moment. So like I remember one of the answers was, I wish you sold windshield wiper blades because I really need windshield wiper blades. And I thought to myself, we can sell anything this way. And then we launched electronics and toys and many other categories over time. And the vision became, because you read the original business plan, it's just books.
Your stock at one point, I think, went to $100, but then it went down to $6 or something like that.
At the peak of the internet bubble, our stock peaked somewhere around $113.
Thanks.
And then after the internet bubble, busted open, our stock went down to $6. It went from 113 to 6 in less than a year. So my annual shareholder that year starts with a one-word sentence, and that one-word sentence is the word ouch.
So most of those internet companies of the dot-com era are out of business.
Yeah.
You survived. What was that made you to survive, and virtually the rest of them are gone?
That whole period is very interesting because the stock is not the company and the company is not the stock. And so as I watched the stock fall from 113 to 6, I was also watching all of our internal business metrics, number of customers, profit per unit, everything you can imagine, defects, etc. Every single thing about the business was getting better and fast. And so as the stock price was going the wrong way, everything inside the company was going the right way. And we didn't need to go back to the capital markets. We didn't need more money. The only reason, a financial bust like the internet bubble bursting is, makes it really hard to raise money. But, we already had the money we needed. So we just needed to continue to progress.
Well, Wall Street kept saying, well, Amazon's not making any money. They're just getting customers. Where's the profits? Where are the profits? And Wall Street kept beating you up on that. And your response was, I don't really care what you think.
Amazon was, people always accused us of selling dollar bills for 90 cents and said, look, anybody can do that and grow revenues. That's not what we were doing. We always had positive gross margins. It's a fixed cost business. And so what I could see is that from the internal metrics is that at a certain volume level, that we would cover our fixed costs and the company would be profitable.